Good evening. I am Mike Meekhof, and this is Meekhof Primetime. Thanks for joining us tonight. Today, I want to start out with Thanksgiving. For the last few years, I've spent my entire Thanksgiving weekend in Detroit, covering the football state finals. It's one of the things I look forward to each and every year. But one of the things I seem to miss out on is spending time with the family, And this is the first year I feel like I truly get to relax on Thanksgiving, and enjoy spending time with my family. If you take anything from this, just remember these two things. You can always make a negative situation positive, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. For example, I'm bummed out that I don't get to go to Ford Field this week, but I get to spend a lot of time with my family that I usually don't get to. Next, I'd like to welcome Muskegon offensive line coach Matt Bolles. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
So you coached some of the best offensive linemen, to come through our area the last few years. What do you think makes an elite offensive lineman?
Good question. Obviously, toughness is a big one. Smart. Being a athlete now is what you desire. Offensive linemen are always known as usually not being the best athlete. So if you get an athletic one, they're usually pretty special. So and somebody who's selfless. And in this day and age, that's kind of hard to find, but they're still out there.
So who would you name among the best offensive linemen you've ever coached? I know that's a tough one, but.
Obviously, Anthony Bradford was probably the best lineman I've ever coached. But there's been some good ones. Antoine Billings was really good. Quincy Crosby was really good. Malik King was special. AJ Reed was really good. Evan Towers was good. Marquise Cooper was good. David Elmore's right up there. Derekus Brown, Wanye Johnson. Billy Roberts had his moments where he looked like he was special. It just, it wasn't that way. He's a defensive lineman playing offensive line, and but he had some talent. Those are probably some, and there's others in there too. I don't want to leave nobody out, but obviously I can't name everybody.
So speaking of Anthony, how exciting was it for you to see him win the national championship last year with LSU?
Oh, I was ecstatic for him. I know that was one of his goals when he was getting recruited. He wanted to win the big one, and then for it to happen his freshman year, none of us saw that coming. But you could kind of tell as the season went on and the year LSU was having that it was going to take a really good team to beat them. And I'm super happy for him.
What are some things you guys do coaching wise, to make the linemen at Muskegon some of the best in our area?
Well, obviously it starts with, Coach Fairfield and Coach Poole in the weight room in the off season. And then, our individual training that we do, that we can do. I think our kids really, when we get them as freshmen and then we kind of, you're a lineman here, this, that, whatever it may be, they really buy in. We try to make Coach Fairfield does a great job of not leaving those guys out, because all the skill guys and quarterbacks, obviously, and, all those guys get all the attention from the media, but he does a great job of showing them love, whether it be, food here or there and constantly talking about them in practice and then, bringing them up in the media. So.
Yeah, I feel like, you guys do a really good job with the relationship piece that a lot of programs are missing, and so going on another note, what are your thoughts on the season being postponed?
It's, we were just starting, the game against Marquette, you turn the tape on and just from an offensive line point of view, I think we played our best game. I know that our skill guys have been rolling, and it's taken a little bit for the O-line to catch up, but they played and they played good against Cedar Springs too, and you can see it was getting better. So, we were really starting to hit our stride, and it's disappointing, but it's not over yet. And we're still mentally, have that mindset that we're working right now, Zoom workouts and stuff like that, and academic, and we'll be ready.
Do you think the plan the MHSA set up to resume in a few weeks is realistic?
Yeah, you look at it and go, well, this game's on a Tuesday and this game's on a Wednesday, and whatever it is down the line. I haven't studied it, in depth like that. I just seen some of the dates and stuff like that. That would definitely be interesting. I know they're doing what they can, but it's to form an opinion like that. I can't give you a thought because I haven't looked into it that much.
So who do you think are some of the best current offensive linemen in the area, from Muskegon and from other schools around here?
Oh, I've said this in other interviews. I think the two kids from Montague are really good, Walker and Haybale. I think that the Kloss kid from Mona Shores is pretty good. Obviously, I think our guys are good. I think Marco Fields from Puffer has some talent. From this area, that's all. I know Catholic. Catholic has some kids but they're not your typical, huge linemen. They're just coached really well, and they play with a lot of pride. Those are the kids from around here that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coach. We really appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Mike. Hey, thanks. I just want to tell you, thanks for all you do, brother. You're awesome, and we're thankful for you. And I'm excited to see where your career is going to go in the next 10 years, because I think you're going to be big time, brother, and you deserve it.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. And thanks to all you guys at Muskegon. You guys have always treated me well, and when you guys treat me well, it makes it easier for me to post stuff about you and give you good coverage. So thank you.
All right, man. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, dude, and hopefully see you in a few days.
Yeah, enjoy your time with your family.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
So our top 5 for the M7 Sports Gridiron Player of the Year Award, announced a couple days ago, includes Tyrese Oaks from Muskegon, Brady Rose from Mona Shores, Marco Fields from Reese Puffer, Gavin Reeves from Fruitport, and Tommy Cardis from Muskegon Catholic Central. Our winner will be announced on this show Monday at 8 o'clock, so please stay tuned. Next, we have linebacker Trey Mikkelson from Montague. Trey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. So the season's been postponed for a little over a week now. What are your thoughts on the postponement?
Can you say that again, please?
I said the season's been postponed for a little over a week now. What are your thoughts on the postponement?
Do I think it was right in long term? Yes. Am I upset about it? Yeah. It is what it is, and you just got to do what you got to do to get back out there and hopefully finish off the season.
So the MHSA set out a plan to resume this in a few weeks. Do you think it's realistic?
I do think it's realistic if the governor thinks, or the health department thinks, we only got 3 weeks left. Each week, teams are going to start disappearing, so it's not that many teams. I think it's realistic, but my guess is we might get pushed back another 3 weeks.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. So what do you think makes Montague such a great program every year? You know, besides the 1 year, like 6 years ago, where you went 2-7, I think Montague's been to the playoffs every year in this century.
Um, us as a program, Montague as a program, the commitment, just the love of the game, starting all the way back in youth football. The coaches, that's the biggest thing. The coaches. I'd say we probably got one of the best coaching staffs in the state, and that's why we're so successful.
Does it go deeper than football too? Like, do you guys, have great relationships with the coaches? Do you, do stuff way before most other teams do? Is that another thing?
I don't know when most teams start. We have this thing in May called Mayhem, and on Wednesdays we get together and we play floor hockey, flicker ball, just starting to get that bond going. Then with the coaches really love you. Especially this year with all this coaches' kids, and but the coaches, they really try to get to know you, and they're really passionate about that.
So looking back on the current season, what's been your favorite memory so far this year?
Favorite memory so far this year would be probably when our kicker, Cooey, we call him Cooey, Andrew, is when he made that field goal against Whitehall. That was probably the best memory so far.
Yeah, I was there. That was one of the best games I ever covered. Just came down to the, and I honestly thought, when Whitehall scored at the end, I thought you guys were done. I thought it was over, and then you guys went boom, boom, boom. He makes the field goal to send it to overtime, and then makes the field goal in overtime. I don't think I've ever seen a high school kicker that clutch in a while. And so what for your whole career, what would be your favorite memory? Please don't say when you beat us. Come on.
JV, that would probably be it. But no, at varsity, probably last year's game against Ravenna when Johnny picked the ball off in overtime. That was probably the best memory I've had.
What do you think's the best game you've played in, like just individually, by yourself?
The best game I've played in, I'd probably say the Whitehall game this year. I had a really good game this year.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, you too.
So in closing tonight, I'd like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone stays safe. Hopefully our Lions win, even though, I highly doubt it. But I hope everyone enjoys the time they spend with their family. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you that's tuned into this, because you're really what makes me continue doing this show. Thank you for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Words cannot explain it. Have a great night, everyone. Please stay safe, and please keep the faith.